This problem is asking us what values of x are solutions for this equation, x squared plus 2x equals 8. And there's two ways you can approach this, two main ways. I think the most common way would be to factor the equation. And if you remember, when you factor something, you generally first put every term on one side. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, so I get 0 on the right. And now I can factor this. You see this x squared plus 2x minus 8 is a trinomial. And I can factor that into two binomial terms multiplied together. So it's going to be an x in both parentheses because I want some kind of an x squared. X times x makes x squared. But now I need two numbers that multiply to negative 8, although they add to 2. So once you get some practice at this, these things just sort of come naturally. You can say x minus 2 times x plus 4. And if you just go backwards, take a look at what we have here. We have minus 2x there and positive 4x on the outside. Add them together, you get that 2x that we were looking for. And if you multiply the negative 2 times the 4, that's negative 8. And the solutions for this are in these parentheses. We have x equals 2 from the parentheses on the left, and x equals negative 4 from the parentheses on the right. And you can see that is right here, that answer. Now I said there's two methods. This is the factoring method. Another way you could do it, let's say you had a polynomial, let's say you had an equation here that you didn't know how to factor. Either you don't know how to factor this one, or let's pretend this were just a lot harder and you couldn't figure out how to factor it properly. Well, there's another way to do this and solve it, and that is to go into these choices we have here and just check and see if they work. And what I mean by that is, look at this. It says, what values of x are solutions? Now, if something is a solution, that means you can plug it into the equation and it satisfies the equation. So let's try to plug in 0 into that equation. We'll see what happens. 0 squared plus 2 times 0 equals 8. Well, that's obviously false because the left-hand side is just going to be 0, right? 0 plus 2 times 0, that's all 0. Does 0 equal 8? No, it's nonsense. So that means anything with 0 in it is not going to work. 0 is not one of the solutions. That's an example of plugging these in and checking. And likewise, you could plug in these other numbers and check and see if they work. It's a little more slow than the first way, but if you don't know how to factor this, let's say you just get stumped. Sometimes it is difficult to factor something. This would be an acceptable workaround.